And alongside the director of the movie 99 Songs, Mr. Vishwesh Krishnamurthy and Mr. Ehan Bhat. There's the handsome man over there. All right, can we have some mics here?
I need to, yeah, so you can actually, sorry.
Oh, yes, that's what I thought. Can we have two more mics here, please? All right, please continue. I think now is a very good time to get started with what we have in store today. 99 songs. Let's get talking about that. Photos वगैरह के लिए वक्त होगा. If you could just start the conversation.
I'm super excited. Thank you for coming and sorry for the delay. I'm super excited joining hands with Dolby. And the way we listen to music is changing every day. It was so high and it went down to MP3s. Now with Dolby, it's coming back again where we will have lossless, uncompressed music with Dolby Atmos encoded audio. We are still in the process of inviting a lot of partners, you can explain about it, to probably get the streaming in this high definition, because that's been one request which has been coming to me for a long time. So we thought this movie is about music, it's about artists, it's about self-discovery. And this could be the first, initiation of Dolby Atmos in audio, in normal audio. We heard Dolby Atmos in the theaters, in home theaters and everything, but ordinary, maybe cell phones and CD players are not there anymore. But you can talk about
Yeah. No, I think you're right, sir. I think the way we look at it, it all starts from the content. And I think, as I was just saying, the content has started today with 99 songs. And now we are hopefully going to our streaming partners to make sure that they take it to the devices, because there are millions of devices which are already available. But what we are going to do that till we have the services is that we'll have a lot of listening sessions for these songs as they are unveiled in the next few weeks. We'll have some screenings for about the songs. We'll make sure that wherever the global services are available, we hopefully take these songs there. So there'll be enough moments. We'll talk to our consumer electronic partners if they can take these songs and put them in their devices at some point. So we will try to create moments where we can take these songs in its full glory from a cinema theater to the living room as well as on the smart devices. So hopefully the full spectrum will get enabled when we have the right streaming services in place. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about how we integrated sound design? That's Vishwesh Krishnamurthy.
Hi,
the director
hi.
of the movie. Yeah.
Firstly, thanks everyone. It's a full house. That's really overwhelming. Thank you for coming, everyone. So I was 9 years old when I heard something that played out of a speaker. I think it was Tirira Tira at the time, and it was unbelievable what Indian music, like A.R. Rahman, actually showed us at that time. I didn't even know his name at the time. But you knew when his songs played because it made your sound system sound more expensive. And you knew that he had always been at the apex of sound technology. And to wind music within the narrative, not just as something that plays as a song in between the story, but actually to take the character and make him the musician. And so, therefore, the sound is as important as the camera when you're making the film. So not only has the technology been always, right at the very pinnacle, we've been at the forefront of it because it's A.R. Rahman, but the story itself demanded that. So the music, the sound design, as well as the way things have been recorded and the way things are going to be played when you actually watch the film I think it pretty much is the best that it can get for Indian cinema. And for me, when I was 9 years old, that stuff sounded like, oh, this is the possibility of how Indian music can sound. And it was so international, and it felt like it was Hollywood standards. And what I have tried to do in this film is to make sure that the visual also matches up to, the grandeur of his music. And I hope that our visuals are Atmos as well.
Excuse me? Thank you.
Sir, I just want to take a moment I want to take a moment to ask you, how did you decide to take this plunge? He had a vision. you had the music. How did you get this vision that I need to produce a movie now?
To actually just explore possibilities, because I've been blessed with so many great filmmakers and producers who came to me and extracted work from me, and I had benefited by their intellect, and as a team we produced so many albums. But then I felt like after going to Hollywood, why don't we do something and see, explore, go even more further? Because when a creative person thinks about a story or what could be done with music, it could get dangerous.
Absolutely, but a creative person producing a movie starts talking money, so that could also get dangerous, did it?
Exactly. You could sell your house also sometimes, but
Oh my God, did it come to that?
hope it doesn't go there. We have to be super careful. And I have a lot of friends who would advise me, and we have a great team. And Vishwesh has he's a musician himself, and he's a filmmaker, and he has taken my vision much further and is extracted. I put him into deep trouble a lot of times. I've given him new faces, like Ehan has been shaped up by Vishwesh, and when you see the movie, you'll understand how he's acted, and it's amazing to extract something beautiful from new people and the legends like Manisha Koirala, Lisa Lay, that stuff.
I want to take, sorry. Please go on.
Ishan.
Yeah, no, I wanted to take a moment to ask you. Yesterday, I heard you talk about how you were trained, and it sounded very grueling, your entire training and workshop session. Do you wanna divulge a little bit more about that?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming here today. My name is Ehan, and I just finished shooting for this film recently. It's been an unbelievable educational learning process anyone can have in their lifetime. And I've realized not only what it is to be an actor, but to realize the importance of making movies and music every time I'm with him. His quest for learning is incredible. He's always hungry for more. He's always trying to push the boundaries. He's always trying to push the limits. I mean, he's phenomenal. When I got selected for the film, it was Rahman sir's idea to send me to Chennai to learn piano. So I went to Chennai to Rahman sir's KM Music Conservatory, and I was there trained for 1 year. It was an incredible process from transforming from just an actor to a musician. Because
you were not a musician at all before?
No, I didn't know anything. So it was because he wanted that authenticity of portraying a musician. He wanted that authenticity to be there. And there I learned piano for over a period of 1 year. It was incredible. Like being in Chennai, it never felt from home away from home, because the way they treated me, I would say he treats his son the same way like he treated me. And being with him for...
So bad.
And being with him for associated with him, working with him for 3 years, it's like a dream come true, I realized apart from him being a great artist, he is a wonderful human being, he is my role model. And one great thing about him is he would talk to anyone in the same way, if it is a janitor or the anyone, if it's the richest of any guys, he talks to everyone in the same way.
Sounds like a very human first approach, really. Vishwesh, I want to ask you, he said that let's hire this boy, let's make him act, but also let's spend a whole year training him to become a singer. And that would have put... Piano, sorry. So that would have put all your filmmaking plans, that would have halted them for at least a year. How did you feel about that?
No, actually, I didn't think anything stopped for a year. The thing is that I would rather a person not fake it when we're actually filming it, than because you use a lot of trickery often, even with stunts and things like that. So when it's about something as sensitive, and I mean, let's not make any mistake. It's A.R. Rahman getting into movies. So you can't fake the music there.
Hell no.
that would be a cardinal error, you know. So I don't think that there was any question about the fact that it was not just Ehan, but Ehan's the best friend in the film, a boy named Tenzin, who's sitting right there, was also.
Can you wave so we know who that friend is? Woo!
And
That
so
man
you'll see
over
him
there.
You'll see him on the trailer, what he does.
Yeah, so not only did they play buddies and bandmates in a film, so they literally bunked up together for a year. So they were living together for a year, being bandmates. He was learning drums and Ehan was learning piano. And I would frequently meet them and then try and, you know, have like lengthy conversations into the night about what it is like to play in a band and, you know, what's that brotherhood like. So I think that it was a rare privilege to turn people into the characters that they're playing. So I was honestly, I'm really fortunate that he cited that idea, and you know we had the privilege of time. So you know, all filmmaking is actually a good film is a good film because they plan things well, and he gave us 1 more year to plan. So I think it was a privilege. I never thought of it as an impediment at all.
So how would you think of yourself to be as a producer? Were you hands-on? Were you on the sets? Were you on his head? What kind of a producer are you?
I mean, it's like being reborn as a freshman. Because, you know, as a musician, when I started, I was already 10 years experienced because I started at the age of 12, 13. So 10 years in the movie industry felt like 40 years. Playing, composing, and all this stuff. But here, I feel like I'm so new because the tone used to be speaking to everybody, probably a distributor or a person. It can't be passive. It has to be aggressive at the same time, not losing it. And what was your question?
What kind of a producer you are?
Okay.
So you're answering it,
okay,
really.
so yeah, exactly. So what happened was Karan Grover, who was big inspiration for me to jump into this, all his fault. And Sharda. So they first came in, what have you done, sir? I said, what happened? You have a new director, you are a new writer, and you have a new hero, and then your budget is like Akshay Kumar budget or something. I said, but you won't get the returns. So I said, like, why not? Yeah, that's how it is. So they just crunched it and crunched it and crunched it. And I said, no, I can't make compromises. So they were torturing him. And he would ask for something big and they will give him something. But you never notice it. You see the scale of the movie is from the trailer. So I knew that when some important scenes have to be expanded, I'll go and stand there, and then the executive producer look at me. Please don't do this. Please don't make it 4 days. We have only 1 day, and then I'll make 4 days or 5 days. So those I will go and stand, and they'll come back again for them to torture him.
The mathematics would change if he's around.
जा रहे हैं सर 5 मिनट बाद निकलो ना जा रहे हैं काम कर दादा बैठ जाओ अभी ए रवि अरे ब्लैक टी शर्ट कौन है?
हाँ बैठ जाओ दादा.
The wife, the stylist in the house.
ये मोबाइल देख के मारूंगा अभी कुछ इधर.
बैठ जाओ.
अरे मोबाइल रखना नीचे.
अरे बैठ जाओ ना.
घर पे लेके जा तू.
समझ में नहीं आ रहा है.